So the next one on the list then, Denton Gardens, this property owner has applied because the sycamore tree has got so big that there are branches falling off it. And the plant that his 3-year-old child playing in the garden because he's too worried about the branch falling off. And it's so close to that house roof that he's getting vermin on the roof. So it doesn't seem unreasonable to want to cut it back a little bit, I think, in that basis. So I would be mindful of it. Quarry House, 1C Barnsley Road, there's a path just sort of, is it this side of Co-op? There's a kind of on the main track. There's a house there, and there's also some biggish buildings. And I think they want to get rid of those big buildings and put quarry houses there. There's no objections, no comments yet from any residents. I don't think it would really disturb anybody, and actually the house might look better than what's there, so I think it's a comment. I think I did say my only concern with it is, given that there's that application in for that piece of land, if they demolish those, it might, and I couldn't quite work it out that wise, it might make it easier for them to get access to that estate. So I think it's more we need to watch to see if, if they demolish the buildings and build houses, it'll be fine. But if they don't build the houses, somebody might come along and say, well, I'll give you a load of money for something that we build lots of houses. So we need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But as it is, we can't do anything about it. And then the final one, the court at New Lane. It's I read that SED landscape, so basically put an application there. It's a tree that applied for permission before because a branch fell off. Another bigger branch has fallen off. And what we're saying is that really if they don't do something, the tree will probably collapse. So if they can manage the tree, cutting it back in 5 years, but if they don't, it could get quite dangerous and then the tree will have to go. So they're applying to wait for them to say, can we manage it? So again, that's quite reasonable when you've got good branches falling off trees, it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my recommendation would be to just know.
Thank you very much, Andy. John?
Just a note on planning. As far as I'm aware, I looked at the planning portal, I can't find anywhere on the planning portal where so close of Hardacre Lane's come up again.
It was approved.
It's been approved, but they changed the, it's gone from 9 houses to 2 houses to 3 houses to a bungalow house and a garage with an annex. So I think that should be coming up again.
I thought we did see it.
It's technically one that's not on there.
I thought we did see it when it changed.
It's not from one.
I thought it approved. It was one I put a note on to watch.
Well, I want to check up on it. I think we need to keep an eye on it because it's changed designations 3 times in the last 2 years. I know it's not going to be 9 hours anymore.
As far as I know, it's one big bungalow where the current bungalow is.
Yeah.
And a 2-story house where the old one's there.
And the garage in there.
A garage with that, yeah. But yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, the covers are on with it because the fencing is on some signage.
Okay, so thank you, Andy, for that. So the recommendation, sort of verbal recommendation, is to just note those, and I think that's perfectly sensible. I agree with that. Are we happy to note those? Yes. Show of hands in favour. Thank you very much. So just noting all those. 47, section 137, grant requests. So we've got 47.1 to receive a section 137 grant request from the Prince of Wales Hospice, the Cramfest, funding for 26/27 and decide the course of action. And it's basically the same as what we've approved. Sarah, yeah?
I was presumed totally controversial because we approved the application, etc.
Sarah proposing, seconder for that? Amanda seconding? Comments?
Yeah, just a comment. One question is, they have used the car bridge before.
I'm not sure.
I couldn't
Might be
read
really
it because it implied there was something in it that suggested they were finishing the cricket club hosting them at the end. I don't know where it was.
I know it normally gets hosted at the cricket club.
Well, I thought it started there and I didn't finish at Parish, whereas it seemed this time it was all going to be cricket club. And whilst I absolutely support the hospice, I do wonder, I'm a bit concerned about the precedent we set. If somebody else does an event at the cricket club for a charity, at what point do we say, no, we can't keep doing this? And that's why I'm not saying I don't support this application.
No.
But we have to think of a precedent.
Yeah. I do think it's quite unique because I do think it's the Ackworth Cram Fest and it is around the running around the whole village. Yeah. And certainly whenever I've been, I've certainly always known it's Christmas. But I do get like a question, things should be questioned.
Because it's changed from being Ackworth Cram Fest to being Critical Birth Hospice now. Rather than, they're running it. So any other charity comes and event at the cricket club would say, I
mean, it always has raised money for Prince Wales.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I absolutely understand that. As I say,
Yeah, that's... Any other comments? Can we get votes in favour of them, please? Excellent in favour, yeah. Okay. And then 47.2 to receive a section 137 grant request from Ackworth Hill Guiding Fund for funding for 26-27 to go towards the project to repair the bench on Station Road and decide the course of action. Yeah. Any comments, Sarah? Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't have thought it was controversial. I'm going to support that because it's a mess. It definitely needs sorting out.
I'll take that as a proposal. Can I get a second there? Andy seconding. Comments?
Yeah, what says, I saw that very good there,
yeah.
Somebody used to do before COVID.
Yeah, well, we're all happy to support them, get a nice bench out of it. Votes in favour then, please. Fully in favour, thank you. Item 48, receive a response from Wakefield District Council regarding Council Sheriff's proposal from 14th July 2025 meeting. Agenda item 50.2, requesting signage prohibiting the use of motorised vehicles on Dando Way and consider action. That's in our packs. Any comments on Andy?
I think it's a disappointing response, basically, that you want to do it, because I raised it because a particular resident, like one or two others have mentioned it as an issue. And I think there is the concern that at the moment it could get more if we do build this pathway to fix really, which apparently might. That if there aren't signs, anybody using a motorbike can say, well, I think we'll help you a
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, on the odd occasions you might have the neighbouring police team there or something like that. I can imagine that would be a response. And then, I don't know the legal situation, but for the cost of a few signs, to at least demonstrate it. Yeah, people will ignore it, I get that. And I know that's what they're saying. I'm not entirely sure it is locals. Some of it will, maybe not all, but I think at least if you've got signs, you've got more chance of saying to somebody, you shouldn't be here, and there's a sign that points out you shouldn't be here, and they can do something more concrete about it.
Yeah.
So, I'm just to go back and say, some signs.
I have a different suggestion, but I'll just let Sean.
I'm not mentioning your name, but disabled person in Surrey. So, a few years ago, walking back in council gave it. They're not about problems, not about problems, matters very simple. Something definitely to it, the sign will do the first thing, but we also ask for more police patrol in the area. We're paying 700,000 places, we're going to put the house, dropping that in.
Yeah. Any other comments on that, first of all? Susie?
So do you remember that there was a motorcycle prohibition sign? So they did have one. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if they said it was vandalised or anything, but they obviously did provide one.
I'm not sure about, I can't confirm
Or
No,
if it wasn't a political motorcycle, it was a sign that if there was a bike and a horse, so that the bike and the horse
Yeah.
are allowed, which implies that the other
yeah.
is not.
So yeah,
It's probably that way now.
yeah. So I definitely think it's something worth pursuing. I was wondering if maybe we could, regarding this, send an email to our district councillors to query whether this signage could be part of the Green Highway to Fitzwilliam. Because maybe if it is just an element of cost, if it was combined authority paid for it instead of Wakefield Council, it might get approval that way. Would that need a separate?
No, it's the agenda emphasise and consider action, so that's what council consider as action.
Just to, because then we can chase up. Because then we can chase up what's happening with the Green Highway, get the signage as part of it, and raise the concerns of the bikes and so on, and get that included as a part of it. It's not built yet. This email resembles a lot of what I got back as a district council, by the way, so that's why I didn't stand
So
it.
it's said that it's not the Green Highway, because we promised for how long
Yeah, that-
it last year. You put signs in it, yeah.
So I propose, or Andy proposes.
I'll second.
Yeah. Is that enough direction? Yeah. Thank you. Can we get votes in favour of please? Thank you very much. In terms of what you mentioned about more patrols, that would be, I was wondering if best to send that, because we're a separate point on it.
It would be manual policing technique in the first instance.
Do we approve to just drop an email to get more patrols on Dando Way? Would you want a separate?
No,
No.
Mr. Chairman, to
Cool. Okay.
you want to
Vote's been
set a
said.
vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you as proposed then, Sean. Can we get a seconder first? So, Andy, seconded, votes in favour of communicate with the neighbourhood policing team to get more patrols on Dando Way? All in favour? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 49, to receive a response from Wakefield District Council regarding Council Parker's proposal from 15th December 2025, meeting agenda item 137.3, requesting the exploration of the community asset transfer of Tannin, Paynefield, Ackworth, and consider action. Oh yeah, and we've got so this is all in the act as well. So again, just to voice, one of the concerns I have is that would open it up to private developers and everything like that. That does concern me because I'm not sure we're in a position at the moment to outbid a private developer, but that's just my personal comment. I'll bring Stephen in since it's related to
Well,
your...
the local authority provides certain areas such as that, so it would be obliged to be redeveloped.
So I think it's public space and it brings public space, so it'd have to go out like to the thing out, advertise for development, if you get objection. But if you look for a public asset transfer, you look for a straightforward way, it's much easier for Wakefield to take the land back if they want to go. You look for a asset transfer, it's much harder to take the land back. And if we get the village asset, it's ours from the government, and we could get all these grants, such as rocket funding, sports funding,
And stuff, yeah. I understand what you're saying there. I just think, just the other point in this is it would halt the lease altogether, and then you start a whole new process right from the beginning again. But considering how far we've come with the lease, I think that it might be better to secure the lease, and then we can still pursue this at a later point. But then you've got some security in place. Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, we've had this on the agenda. We've had Stephen's proposal on the agenda already. We've discussed all the ins and outs of it. So the purpose of item 49 is to consider action. So really it's a question of what we do next. We don't need to hear the arguments through, I don't think. We need to think about I think my country, we just need to think about what to do next. And I am in support of the view that, I think it's a very badly worded letter, I have to say, really not clear at all. But they seem to be saying that it's only the last sentence, if we can't proceed with the 40-year lease, they've have to go out to, as you said, Martin, to open tender really. So I propose that we regrettably, we know the response, we regret the tone of it, but we notice. That's a don't take any further action.
Yeah.
That's my proposal.
John will say the same thing. I'll take that as a proposal then. Second note. John, seconding.
Sorry.
If you want to go back in, Steve.
It's to explore. In December, it's to explore. It seems to now being brought in at the same time as all the work is being done. So it would seem to be attempting to cover it up. But we know how we feel council. And whoever's written the letter, the council may not be of the same opinion as the letter line. People try it, and once we own it, we'll cut it. That is to be seen. But,
I think the point of still pursuing the lease first, and then there's nothing to stop us exploring this at a later point. But I think secure that lease in place, that gives us some security, and then I don't see why we need the asset transfer straight away. And just with knowledge of other asset transfers that are taking place in the Wakefield district at the minute, they are running into a lot of trouble. So I would rather secure something, have something in place, have some security, and pursue that.
the asset transfer
I'll just bring Amanda in.
I was going to make the same point. It actually says that we need to get the lease sorted and finalised, and then we pursue it afterwards if we so wish. But at this point, it would be just thrown away all the time and effort and money that's been spent on getting that lease done. So it would be a negative step.
Okay, so I've got a proposal and seconder for noting the response that we've had. That doesn't stop us pursuing the asset transfer at a later date, but I think the point is that securing the lease would be preferable first. Can I get votes in favour of that then, please? We've got 5 in favour. Votes against? Abstentions? 4 abstentions?
Chair, could I just correct 2 statements if we're doing that? Because I can. It was just those 2 statements made which I think it's important to correct.
Yeah.
First of all, it was the one around what grants would be applicable to. So in the main, if you are the leaseholder or the landowner, the eligibility is based on being a parish council, so we would still be eligible for the vast amount of grants once we have a lease in place and secured. It's not just about owning land if you're applicable. So just wanted to information share on that. And then the other one was there was a slight suggestion possibly of a conspiracy of them being on the agenda at the same time. The original agenda item in December, it was very clearly limited that at the point that it was popped on the agenda, if you read the minutes of it, it does say that we had to look at we were in the middle of the budget process and then coming up to year end. So it was always scheduled to be looked at once those 2 big items of work were completed by the office, which is why obviously it's now back on the agenda. So there isn't any attempt from an office point of view of placing them together. It has fallen in that manner. I just wanted to clear that up.
Okay. I'm going to move on to item 50 then, if I may.
Sorry, just a quick question.
Go on.
An email that seems to be signed. Who is it actually from?
It's been redacted. So you've got who it's from, but I've got the original copy. But I've redacted that information out because at the moment we have items where people are contacting people direct, and it's important that this communication stays through the office.
Because it's like an officer dealing with that specific case and it's different.
Yeah, but the content of the email hasn't been redacted, just the sender, the actual name of the sender. But as you can see, it's an official Wakefield Council email, because it's only the name that's been redacted.
Because they might not be a direct line like in customer services or something like that, or whatever the method is to communicate that person, they might not be a direct line until they get that.
I'll just say, an answer is you've got one copy of us scribbling down, one of the latest, and one council got scribbling copy of something like that.
Okay, well,
That's also been explored at previous
Yeah.
agenda item.
yeah, thank you very much. Okay, item 50. So receive an update on the procedure of the renewal lease of town and playing field of Ackworth between Ackworth Parish Council and Wakefield District Council.
Do you want me to go through this? That's fine.
If you're okay, so just
Yeah.
handing over to Gemma just to go through.
So the reason this is in the public session is because it's a procedural update, not a legal update, so I'll just clear that up first. I have noted it in the supporting tax accounts as did receive this update on Wednesday when the tax went out. But basically, WMDC have confirmed that the public consultation period has now ended. They have confirmed that they have had a high volume of correspondence and they are currently reviewing